But I just asked her and I said, okay, so this happened with him. Why is it your fault that this happened? What did you do? How is this your fault? And that triggered a clear response, an emotional
I bet.
response. And it was chaos in my house for about 2 or 3 weeks as I exposed and opened this up inside of her. But then she was willing to go vulnerable, and she realized some of the key stories and the things that she was telling herself, right? And being able to reframe, because the longer she kept telling herself she was the victim, then her actions were what a victim would do. And the way she showed up was how a victim would show up: beaten, struggled, like a beaten dog, just like very cowering, very unassured, no confidence. She couldn't step up and like really do and say anything that, like, she couldn't step out. She just couldn't do it. She couldn't find her own voice. She didn't know what her purpose was. There were so many things. And that was all driven by the story that she was a victim of this man. And because of that, this was who she was. Right. And in that 3-week window, we started down a road. She's now, this was years ago. This is like, I don't know, 12, 13 years ago. Now she's, fast forward, and this happened way before just now, but she was able to process through that, and she just changed her story.
Yeah.
She took radical accountability for her part in the game, and then she changed her story that she wasn't the victim, and then that was actually, she took lessons from the experience, and then she used them to build back up her confidence and actually to become, and now it's a different story. She doesn't feel like she was a victim to that at all.
Yeah.
At all. If you were to talk to my wife about it right now, if I brought her in here to the show, she would be like, oh yeah, and she would tell you no problem talking about it and telling you all about why and how she shifted the story. But that's like, this happens everywhere. If you find yourself in an environment, I don't care what the environment is, and you don't like your reality, it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the circumstance around you. It has everything to do with the fact that you're telling yourself something that's keeping you in that situation. And this is hard for a lot of people to grasp, especially people who've gone through some bullshit, right? Especially people who've gone through some personal things in their life. Like, I had to accept radical accountability. I had a son who passed away, right? And I could choose to tell myself some pretty shitty stories that I did for a while. And then I finally had to make a decision, and I had to tell myself something else. And I had the power to control and change my environment.